to give a demonstration of the PTZ joystick controller in action, okay? So what we've done here is we've set it up just with a basic TV here, and what we have is we have a PTZ dome camera, and we have wired in the joystick into it. So there's two parts to this, okay? So the first thing here is we have the PTZ control here, so we can see it's marked plus and minus. So I've run the orange cable coming from the PTZ camera into the plus side, and the yellow cable into the minus side. So what I'm going to do is just pull this apart, and you can just see it here, okay? And we just did this with a small flathead screwdriver like this, and I just locked it into position, right? So then we just slot this back in here. And the other thing here is I've just plugged in the power unit, and now we have power coming to the actual the joystick here. So we come along here, and we're to zoom in here, and look, we'll say, on the front of this, we'll just see the basic information being displayed. It's saying the camera ID is 0, the mon ID is 001, and then the protocol is Pelco D, and the baud rate is 2400. Okay, so this is an extremely simple setup what we have here. Just joystick, camera, monitor, giving us the display out. Okay, so if I come along here and I say at this point, well, I'm going to grab control of the camera and start spinning it around, we might be in for a shock here because I'm moving it over and back, and we're noticing nothing's happening. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to do here is I'm actually going to have to select which camera it is. So on this one here, I have it set up on camera 1, okay? This is camera 1, and it just has a default PTZ setting of 1 on it. So what I'm going to do is just type in 1 and cam, okay? So if I looked at my display here, it's moved to cam ID 001, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see, can I rotate and move the camera now? So we'll see we do move it. So if I move it back around here, and we look at this particular sign here, you can see we have the movement there, and I can move it up and down. So one thing to note in this is, just for ease of actually showing this, we have the PTZ camera the opposite way to normal would be, so it's actually totally counterintuitive what you need to do to move it, okay? So what we need to do then is, so if I wanted to come in and zoom in on a particular area, I'll just twist this here. So you can see the fine level of adjustment we have here. And we can zoom right in. So you can see it's a very powerful camera that we have here. And you can just move it around like this. So if you're comparing this to try to move it on something else, the level of adjustment that we have is excellent, you know. And it becomes really intuitive how you're going to move this, okay? So if we have a situation where we want to zoom it back out, so we can zoom the zoom to 6, so we just twist it to the left this time, and we zoom it back out to a zoom of 1, okay? And the next thing that we want to do is, we have, we'll say we have an area over here that we want to zoom into. So we're going to use the preset buttons on this anyway. So what I'm going to do here is, I am going to come along and I'm simply going to hit button number 1 and preset, and we'll see the camera spins over to a location that I've told it to go to previously. Now if we want to put it to create another preset and get the camera to spin to it, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rotate this camera back around to where we had it pointing before, and I'm going to put that in as a preset. So the preset, I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit further here, okay? So what I'll do is I'll zoom right in, and that's my preset now, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to come along, and I'm going to press the set button. I'm going to put it in on preset 2, and then I'm just going to go pre for preset. And I have that saved in memory now. So what I'll do now is just move it away from here. I'm simply going to go 1 and preset, and we'll swing back to where we were previously. And if I wanted to swing it right into where we were a moment ago, I just go 2 and pre. And you see it spins and zooms in. So we can do the same thing for setting up tours and scans, etc. Okay, so it's extremely good. If we wanted to come along and we had a number of cameras wired in here, so if you imagine here that we had a number of PTZs wired in here, we can have each of them set up with their own PTZ ID, and we'll come along and select that particular camera, and we can gain control of the various ones. So if we're doing this on an RS485 bus, we'll say, if we had something like that set up, we can actually control 31 dumb cameras through the network like this. So if we were selecting a different camera, what we do again is just do it in reverse of what I did before, which is a number to cam and change it over. But so if I come along, I hit 2 and cam, but then I have a camera that's non-existent because they only have it on the 1. So I'll just go 1 and cam again, and we're back to a point where we have control. So just going to go back to the previous one here, which is 1 pre. And if I go to zoom in here, I can just go straight in here like this. And you can see here, the adjustment is just so easy on this. So you can see the general setup on this, and gaining control of your PTZ through the joystick. It's extremely easy. And when it comes to setting up focus and things like that, it's good. Now, if we came in here and we were unhappy with the level of focus that we have in this thing here, we can see that the focus is actually very good because there's an autofocus on it. But if we came along and we were unhappy with this and we wanted to do a manual focus on it, we can just use these near and far buttons here. So I could just press this to try to zoom in a little bit more, but we'll see I've gone too far, and then I can just go back and zoom back out a little bit too far, and you can just get it exactly right. But in general, I would say for most settings, you know, the manual or the autofocus is fine, but normally we'd be using that, like we're trying to pick up a detail, a car edge, something like that. It can be extremely easy that we can adjust it with it. So that's it anyway, an overview of the PTZ joystick controller being used to directly control one PTZ camera.